Welcome back to another episode of Nerdtooine and Movie Podcast. I am your host, Nerdpool Prime. Thank you again for joining me. First off, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever you celebrate, or Happy not celebrating anything. That's on you. Doesn't matter. It's all good. So, this episode is going to be a little weird. I'm just going to kind of talk about how happy I am right now, which is kind of weird for me. But I took a step back and looked at what we got for content in this last month, and honestly, it's been insane if you think about it. I mean, you can look at the big ones, obviously, but even like the smaller things from like Netflix shows, like the Witcher, or anything else that has come out recently that's been amazing. But then you look at Spider-Man: No Way Home, Hawkeye, and very shortly, we're also going to get the Book of Boba Fett. I feel like this Christmas, this holiday season, I guess, 2021 is going to go down in history as probably the best nerdy holiday season of all time, at least right now. I mean, the absolute spectacle that No Way Home was is enough by itself. I mean, think about it. We got Charlie Cox back. We got Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, all of the villains from the old movies. And then, like, I've said this before. Spider-Man No Way Home is probably my favorite Marvel movie now. I still don't think it's the best. The best still is Winter Soldier. In my opinion, I've said this plenty of times, the Winter Soldier is just leaps and bounds above everything else when it comes to storytelling. And when you look at the best movie, it may not be your favorite, it may not be the most enjoyable, but it is the best movie. I was hoping for Spider-Man No Way Home, I was hoping for like Infinity War, but we got Endgame. I'm not complaining, because they both were amazing movies, but Infinity War was the better movie. Now, take a little step back and look at Hawkeye. We got Vincent D'Onofrio back in the MCU playing Kingpin, and more comic book accurate Kingpin, because in the comics, Kingpin, he's a brawler. He fights and he kicks ass. This dude got hit by a car and still kept coming. Like, holy crap. But just the sheer implications. I mean, I've said numerous times that I felt Andrew Garfield was a better Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire. I know I'm probably in a small minority when I say that. I said I was in high school when the Tobey Maguire movies came out, and I could not see high school students on the screen. They were all grown-ass adults. But I also had, there's also problems with the Andrew Garfield, but I felt he was better. And then came Tom Holland, and now Tom Holland, I think right now, I think we can all agree he is the best Spider-Man. And the reason for that is we got his whole origin and everything across 3 movies, and they didn't have to show Uncle Ben. They took it in a whole new direction, and initially my biggest complaint was that everyone knew who Spider-Man was. That's not Spider-Man. In the comics, Spider-Man keeps his identity secret from even the Avengers in almost all renditions, except for, like the Civil War and things like that. So that was my biggest complaint about Tom's rendition of Spider-Man. And now here we are. He's been through all this crap, and now he's officially Spider-Man. He's not Peter Parker playing Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man. And not for nothing, but I think this way will end up leading to the best story possible. And I am just super excited to see where they go with it, because it can just go in so many different ways, and I love it. And we're just getting started, because this movie goes right into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is going to change everything. We thought Spider-Man No Way Home changed things. We thought Endgame changes things. No. Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange 2 is going to change everything. Everything. So that's something to look forward to. And there's so much to look forward to moving forward. I mean, we're about to get the Book of Boba Fett as well. And I'm personally just so excited. And I just thinking, man, I can't think of a time in my life when there was so much good content at one specific time, like in the holiday season. Usually it's one or two movies. There's movies, TV shows. I mean, everything is just top notch right now. And then look at next year. I mean, oh my God, what's going to be coming next year? The Batman, Aquaman 2, I think, The Flash, and then you have freaking Doctor Strange 2. You're going to have the Marvels. I mean, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight. I mean, yo, this is just, it's just starting to heat up, and I'm really, Morbius. I'm super excited about Morbius. Like, the more you think of just great things that are on the way, and I have to circle back to one of the first things I ever said on this podcast is the nerds won. And forgive my language, but we fucking did it. The nerds have won. What are the highest grossing movies of all time? It's basically Dylan, and Dylan. It's all Marvel and Star Wars, and like, sure, Martin Scorsese and all these other big time directors get all mad because, oh, look, the Marvel machine. Oh, the people who watch Marvel movies aren't film fans. That's not true. A lot of us are. And we've been film fans for many years. But now, our stories are getting told. So you goddamn right that we are so excited and breaking records and paying for tickets. Because you guys got to realize, there's been gangsta movies, and there's been documentaries, and there's been great films since film started. We have not had good superhero movies until about 20 years ago. So you're damn right that we're going to go out in droves and go see everything and break all these records. Now, for me, I'm a cinephile. Like, I watch movies for the sake of watching movies. I have close to 200 Blu-rays, and man, in college, I had a trunk of 500 DVDs. They call me Blockbuster. They would come borrow movies from me because they couldn't get it at Blockbuster because Blockbuster didn't have it. And yes, Blockbuster, for those of you who are listening who are young, Blockbuster is actually where we used to go every week to get the new movies that came out so we could watch them once and return them and not have to pay the whole price. It was the greatest thing ever. And it sucks that they're gone. I think there's one left. I think there's one like Alaska that's left. Here we go. Or you saw it in the Captain Marvel movie, and now you know what it is because you asked your parents then. But there's just so much amazing things going on right now, and I'm just so excited. There's so many good comic books right now. I mean, some of the best books I've read this year were Noctera, Radiant Black, Berserker, Proctor Valley Road, The Joker, basically anything Tynion, obviously. I mean, or Tynion or Cates, really. I'm looking forward to that Thor versus Hulk little mini series that's coming up soon. It's been an interesting year. I've done a lot, and we're just gonna keep getting stronger. I am trying to secure bigger and better guests, and I have some things in the works that are going to really change the game. And I just hope that everyone who has been with me for this ride or who is going to be with me moving forward, just going to be happy they came, because I will never mislead you. I'll tell you the truth. I'll say what I got to say. And I'll give you some of the best content you can find. Predictions and everything. I still have, I still have a WandaVision theory alive and breathing right now. They're definitely trying in the Doctor Strange trailer to make Wanda look like one of the good guys. I'm telling you, it may start out that way, but there's definitely something. Wanda's gonna be a bad guy at some point in that movie. And you know what? what wouldn't even surprise me if the Strange we saw talking to Wanda was our Wanda, and then there's a alternate version of Wanda that's trying to destroy the multiverse. I mean, that is not out of the realm of possibility. So I'm looking forward to that, because I predicted before WandaVision that Wiccan and Speed would show up. They wouldn't survive the series, and they will return in Doctor Strange 2 to help him stop Wanda from destroying the multiverse. And, she doesn't have to be a villain for that to happen either. Now I think about it. Maybe Wanda thinks that the only way to save her children is to destroy the multiverse, so that way she could be with them. She's not a villain. Same token that 9 times out of 10, Doctor Doom isn't really a villain. Doctor Doom is actually just a ruler that wants best for his people, and he believes that any means necessary is how he needs to do it. He saw a vision that the world was at peace because he took it over. So he's gonna try to take over the world now to save the world. That's how he looks at it. He's not really a villain. That's why I want Keanu Reeves to play Doctor Doom. I think he'd be perfect. Excuse me. But yeah, this year has been great. Next year should be even better, and I look forward to seeing you on the flip side. I've reached a year on this podcast now. It's very humbling, and it kind of just lights a new fire, because this is just the beginning. So if you are listening now, I really do appreciate you. And I just hope that you enjoyed what you hear. Now, like I said, there's not much for this episode. It's the holiday season. I got a lot to do. I got comics to box up. I've got comics to write. Shh. Yeah, that's right. I'm writing a comic. And so on and so forth. So just do me a favor if you're here. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It really means a lot. It helps me out a lot. The more views I get, the more passionate and the more great things I can bring to you. I will always do this. I've said this from day one. Whether I've got 1 million listeners or 1 listener or no listeners, I'm going to keep doing this because it works for me. It's a therapy for me. I get to talk about what I want. Whether anyone's listening, it's never mattered to me. So that's before I even started the podcast. I would just talk to my dog and like he actually knows what I'm talking about. Ain't that right, Loey? Yeah, you a crazy boy. All right, that's all I have for you this week. Stay tuned. I believe this is the last one of the year. So until next time, my nerdy friends, I will literally see you in the future. 2022, we coming for you. Until then, this is Nerdpool Prime signing off. Happy holidays. Have a happy and a healthy new year. Catch you on the flip side.